now, as when you said that it should be treated as a team member, so there's a huge division between AI assisted and AI augmented professionals, right?
Correct.
And it's growing exponentially day by day. So, with your experience across LLM, intelligent automation, RPA, computer vision, so what specific technical or strategic skills should professionals develop to become the innovators in an agentic AI driven workspace? Because this fear is something we have experienced we have actually seen in our learners, that which technical skills should they adapt to keep at par with the race that is happening right now?
Okay, let me ask you this question first, Benjamin. Uh, your background, is it technical?
Uh, Not per se with data science. I'm an electrical engineer, but I've never worked in my core engineering.
Fantastic. So, what's the first thing you learned in order to vibe code?
The first thing I learned in order to write code, I
Forget
think,
vibe code.
hmm,
Forget vibe code. Before that,
hmm.
what, your first interaction with such agents would have been what? ChatGPT?
Yes, of course.
What is the first thing you learned in order to use ChatGPT?
The first thing I've learned, I think my boss, or I mean, my reporting manager, she asked me to, I think, develop or draft some email, and I was like, okay, let's go. When initially just gave it the reference and everything, and asked it to draft. So my first encounter was like, it gave me a very generic outcome, right? That is when my manager said, no, this is something you have to learn, that when you have a conversation with ChatGPT or any LLM for that day, you need to first train it. You can't expect it to know everything for your expectation. You
Okay.
need to train it. And when she when she said train it, it meant like you have to set the expectations. Say, see, this is what I want. You have
Yes.
to give the context. Then, if you have any exemplar, I didn't know what exemplar before was. Now I know. So before she said examples, now I know the terminology. So then she said, if you have any examples, give it that example, and then you tell GPT that whom are you writing for and who is writing it. So then you will get it, and then you keep refining it. And that was my first encounter, and that is when I got interested in vibe coding, and I started using it.
Fantastic. You kind of answered my question. What you just said,
Okay.
there is a term that describes this. Do you know what?
Mm, no.
It's called prompt engineering.
Okay. Yeah. From the engineering. Okay. Yes.
Right? So that's the first thing that people should learn.
Okay.
See, you don't know coding, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Or forget coding. You're meeting someone for the first time and you want some specific information out of that person.
Hmm. Hmm.
You must have a thought process or some opening which will lead you to that expected information.
Hmm.
How do you do it? You kind of frame your sentences in your mind.
Right.
You try to analyze what the other person is going to react to,
Hmm.
and you frame the sentences accordingly, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And then you put it forward while you get the expected result.
Hmm.
And then, basis the answer, you tweak your thought process, and then you
Right.
uh, rephrase or reiterate your question while you get the answer. That
Hmm.
is what prompt engineering is. That's all
Right.
someone essentially needs to know. In today's data net, ChatGPT, I can, share my screen and I can show you that I have hundreds of GPTs and GPTs as, I don't know, as simple and as stupid as, hey, I think I'm getting a fever. I have a temperature of 100.
Hmm.
Uh, can you help me understand what this is? And do you really think I should start taking medicine?
Hmm.
I kind of have a conversation with GPT like I would have with my wife or family members or whatever. My 8 to 10 hours of my life revolves around GPT.
Hmm.
Uh, but does that mean GPT is right? Always?
Not always.
It does not.
Hmm.
Hence, you need to also know when to risk reason.
Hmm.
So that basically means when to trust your agents versus uh, when to know that they'll fail.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So bias detection and feedback looping and uh, so think of it this way. Someone has a child
Hmm.
and that child needs to be educated for the real world.
Hmm.
Right? What do? We set expect. So say for example, I want my child to eat breakfast.
Correct.
I'll first prompt engineer and tell my child that it is already so and so o'clock in the morning. You're hungry. You need to have breakfast. That's the plate. That's the spoon. That's
Hmm.
the food. Use it.
Hmm.
Does your child do it right the first time? No.
No.
What do? You go back and provide feedback that that's
Hmm.
not right. This is how you should do it.
Hmm.
Does your child do it right the second time? No.
Hmm.
Then you target, right? You hold the spoon this way, or your food goes in the mouth, not the nose,
Hmm.
whatever, right? So uh, that is the loop. And as and when you keep going forward, your child will say that, oh, I understood everything. Do you
Hmm.
leave it at that?
No. We
You
still have to.
start and actually see that what the understanding is and what the action is, they kind of align.
Hmm.
Right? That is what risk assessment is. That is what bias detection is. Right?
Right.
And that's what you do. That's what you do with your child. That's what you do with your uh, AI models. That's exactly. So you have to treat your AI models like your children.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you want your children to flourish, you need to train them enough and train them in enough frequencies
Hmm.
and learn when to trust, when to not trust.
Right.
Right? So these are a few of the things that you kind of need to know. And yeah, of course, I mean, if I say technically you need to know multimodal data fluency, that's like a very big term. But what it means basically is text, image, video, audio. These are four input types,
Hmm.
right? Outside this, nothing can happen.
Okay.
You need to know how to build your agents that will react to a text versus an image versus a video versus an audio. So
Okay.
process, align, manipulate. That's it. Right?
Okay.
And then your frameworks. So your
Hmm.
language chains, language graphs, auto generation, so multi-agent collaborations. And there's a term floating around the market called RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation.
Correct. Hmm.
Right? That's nothing. That's just saying take help. So your child does not do well in school, you get tuitions.
Fusion. Right.
Right? That's what RAG is.
Hmm.
It generates on its own and it also uses other sources to verify what it is generating. Right? And then supervision and finally integration into your legacy systems. These are
Hmm.
the things that you need to know. That's roughly about it.